Poor Laurelvor. Take his Meridian medallion so we can remember his sacrifice.
Priest Bavian! Our own brethren have turned against us! They've become monsters!
Calm yourself, Acolyte, and tell me where the High Priest is.
I'm safe in here, but the rest of the temple... it's overrun with monsters. Worse, they're our own priests and pilgrims. I saw one pilgrim attack poor Laurelvor, ripped at his flesh with her teeth. The storm? I hadn't thought of that. Terrible things started happening after it began, though. This may be heresy to say, but Meridia has abandoned us. She doesn't care what happens to this place. I'm going to stay here until the danger's past. Who's there? Is that you, High Priest?
Our own brethren, like vicious animals. We must find the others. Poor Krobel, torn apart by one of our own. I don't know how it's possible, but the storm is to blame. It's turned both priest and pilgrim alike into some sort of fiend. We need to keep searching.
Murnazu gave me no choice, Bavian. I swear it. Just this morning, we were debating the mysteries of the colored rooms. Now he's gone. He attacked me. He tried to devour me. I had no choice but to kill him. To kill a cherished student. Signs? Do you want to know if he announced his intentions before he turned into a ravenous beast? No. Nothing. One moment he was fine. The next, he was a monster. The High Priest took the survivors and fled to the catacombs. You need to help them.
Priest Armin? Wait. Follow me. He fled into the vestry. I need to say the proper words before I leave him. You should go. Keep Priest Bavian safe. Armin, please, you don't want to do this. They're mad, beyond all reason. Even in this temple, Meridia's light does nothing to help those afflicted with this feral curse. We need to reach the catacombs and find High Priest Varkor. The catacombs can be accessed from deeper within the temple. We just need to get the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum. I think I know why the High Priest went to the catacombs. It's not only a defensible location, it's where our relic is kept. Meridia's brilliance. It has the power to channel her light and purge the temple of this corruption. At least, I hope it does. High Priest Varkor wouldn't just hide in the catacombs. She must have a plan to save us. Down here. Did you find the key that opens the catacombs? Did you retrieve the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum? We need it to open the door to the catacombs. Perfect. There are only 2 keys that I know of, and the High Priest has the other one. Now open the door, and let's find High Priest Varkor. Even the catacombs are corrupted. The High Priest, by the light! Quickly, retrieve the relic. Retrieve the relic, and we can escape through the old air shaft. This way, my friend. Let's meet back in the cave.
If you're done assisting Bavian, we should gather my equipment and begin studying that alchemical residue. Otherwise, I'll keep a low profile and wait for you here.
How fragile my faith, when I can depend more on help from a stranger than from my God. And such terrible things we witnessed today. An unnatural storm, vampires, innocent people turning into monsters. I fear this corruption cannot simply be prayed away. It seems that Meridia has abandoned us to our fate. Why? I cannot say. Ah, thank you. These belonged to Roligmolf and Acolyte Lorelfor. I wish we could have saved them, but at least we can use these to remember them. I doubt we can recover their remains before the temple is sealed. With Meridia's brilliance, I'm not sure my faith is strong enough to use it after all this, but I suppose I have to try. I owe that much to High Priest Varkor's memory. Do you have the relic? I'll work with our remaining priests. Try to use the relic to purge the corruption and seal the temple. If that doesn't work, well, let's hope that it does. Thank you, my friend. You stood with us while Meridia turned away. We won't forget that. The injured still need to be treated, and the temple's corruption needs to be dealt with. Despite the way I feel about Meridia now, I still have a responsibility. I won't walk away from it. Not like Meridia walked away from us. I lost a lot of things today. We all did. But that doesn't mean I won't keep trying to help the faithful. There are injured to tend to, and those poor souls who lost their mind to the storm. I want to find a way to help them all. High Priest Varkor claimed it contained Meridia's divine light. There are rituals for releasing such power. Whether I or one of the other priests can make use of it, we'll see. I just hope we don't experience any more of those storms.
We can heal the injured, but Meridia's light does nothing for the corrupted. Hopefully you can find a way to save us from these cursed storms.
That's close enough, Leech.
Wait! I'm not part of the coven!
Looks like I made it back just in time. This place is crawling with vampires, and that one was about to make a meal out of you. House Ravenwatch. I've heard of them, but he's a long way from Rivenspire. Well, if you're willing to trust a vampire, I suppose I can too. I spotted a coven witch. If we hurry, we might be able to catch her. On the cliff overlooking the temple, calls herself Sister Embrit. I was going to rush her, but I wanted to make sure you hadn't run afoul of any of these monsters first. No offense, Fen. Come on, if we're lucky, the witch is still up there.
Perhaps I could question the witch before you introduce her to your impressive axe blade?
No time to talk now. We need to get up to the cliff and find that witch.
Harold. It seems the ritual needs refinement.
Kill her before she can summon another storm.
Willing sacrifices. How nice.
Sacrifice! I'd rather give you my axe, witch.
I hoped you could take her prisoner. No matter. I found something. This way?
Go with your vampire friend. I'm gonna look around here.
Do you see? These are the same as the urns smuggled from Bankarai. They didn't just shatter, they exploded. I can sense traces of magicka clinging to the shards that match the energy used in the storm ritual. These other fragments, though. All this rubble scattered around didn't just come from these urns. The texture and patterns are different. They appear to have used the funerary dust in the urns to summon the Harrow Storms. But I'm not sure what was inside the larger vessels. Look at the shape of the fragments. They come from a hollow receptacle of some sort. Something at least as tall as you. Perhaps larger. Just another piece of the puzzle. Maybe when I analyze the witchpike residue, an answer will suggest itself. Thank you, but no. I try to avoid large population centers. The temptation. You understand. I'll find someplace nearby, but out of the way where I can set up my equipment and work undisturbed. I'll send word when I have something to report. I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolin's a dying breed among the Nords, a practitioner of the old magic. The locals both admire and fear her. If anyone can help me untangle the Coven's ritual, it's her. Mjolin's experience with the old ways and reach magic make her ideally suited to assist me in this endeavor. She's the closest thing to an expert we're likely to find out here. At least one who doesn't want to feed our eyes to a harpy. Western Skyrim consists of 3 holds: Hafengar, Hjalmarch, and Carthald. Morthal is the capital of Hjalmarch. It's located southeast of Solitude, along the River Hjal. Old Mjolin lives in the marshlands nearby. The Raven Watch has had to curtail rogue vampire clans, and put down feral blood fiends on occasion, but I've never dealt with anything like this before. People turning into Harrow fiends, or becoming mindless harrowed. It's a nightmare. Yes, but more research is required to confirm anything. Still, from what we observed here, it appears the Harrow Storm produced 3 distinct results in those caught within it. It turned them into Harrow fiends, or harrowed, or it simply killed them.
So, what did your vampire friend discover? Reach witches summoning magical storms to create feral vampires? That's horrible, but to what purpose? Well, that's the next puzzle to solve. First, we need to get this information to the Queen. Here. This was for Brondolg, but it's yours now. Queen Gerhild needs to hear what we discovered at Kilcreath Temple. Hopefully that will be enough for her to get us an audience with High King Svargrim. The Queen seemed reasonable. She'll believe us. As for Svargrim, who can tell? I haven't met the man, but everything I've heard describes him as prideful, arrogant, and hard-headed. Even with the Queen's help, there's no guarantee. I'd like to knock down the palace door, grab him by the throat, and shake him until he listens. That would probably start a war, though, and Yoren specifically asked me to avoid that. For now, let's bring our evidence to Queen Gerhild. If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return to Solitude. Hey, you and Fenorian came to that conclusion, not me. Still, it makes as much sense as anything. As to why, I have no idea. This connection to vampires, though, that's troubling. We should keep Fen away until we get into Svargrim's good graces. A clever woman? Out here? Nords are extremely distrustful of magic, especially Nords from Western Skyrim. I'm surprised the people of Morthal tolerate her presence. If anyone can help Fen figure out the Coven's ritual, though, it would be her. Our priority remains getting an audience with High King Svargrim. We need to convince him that the Ice Reach Coven is a threat to his kingdom, and get him to help us stop them. Let's return to Solitude and present our findings to the Queen. Clever men and women are Nords with an aptitude for magic, though most use the term to refer to practitioners of the old ways. They're rare. Not the usual adepts found at the Mages Guild. Distrust of magic runs deep in Skyrim, especially out here. Could be that the elves our ancestors fought soured our taste for magic. Or maybe there weren't enough skalds singing about wizards going to Sovngarde. Might be that Nords just prefer their natural talents. Either way, magic isn't popular here.
I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolnir's a dying breed among the Nords. A practice.
much stock in rumors and old wives' tales.
I don't think we're the first to camp here. Lots of fresh tracks. I feel exposed out here, like we're being watched.
They say Reachmen are prowling around here. Let them come.
There's plenty of room if you're looking for a place to rest.
Just a taste for now.
Damn it! 38. Ever had a splinter you just couldn't work free? I can attest they're much worse on the inside. Got into a tangle with a Spriggan in the Shadow Green. Think it wanted to take root in my guts. I'll live, provided I can get off this mountain before it explodes. Friendly word of warning, the mountain's going to explode. I was hired to investigate the odd rumblings beneath the stone. The cause, it turns out, are Reachmen working some kind of magic, stoking the fires of this sleeping mountain. Don't suppose you'd take a cut to put a stop to it? The Reachmen have some ritual pyres burning around the Shadow Green. Those seem to be the source of the magic that's stirring up the earth. Snuffing them out should disrupt their plans. Their plans being to turn this place into another Red Mountain. I thought I'd pretty well summarized our predicament. Reachmen, pyres, exploding mountains. But sure, I suppose I can humor you. It's not like it hurts to speak or anything. An old wise woman, her name escapes me. We crossed paths in the swamps to the east. I think she mistook me for someone else, but she was hospitable for a hermit. She was growing concerned about the rumblings of this mountain. Unnatural, she said. Well, if this mountain were to rain ash and lava down all around us, it would assuredly bury solitude and kill a lot of Nords. So I'd wager that's your answer. There's nothing Reachmen enjoy more than killing Nords. The heart of this mountain is unseasonably warm and full of temperate caves called the Shadow Green. They're lush and full of life, but quite wild and dangerous. I imagine the source of this heat is what the Reachmen are agitating with their magic.
ta mère.
Things seem to have stopped shaking, so I'm making better progress extracting the splinters from my gut. I take it the pyres have been put out? Then my odds of getting off this rock without being incinerated are looking much better. My employer should be pleased as well. Here's your cut of my pay. I should subcontract more often. I should get back to the old wise woman who got me into this mess. She probably has some sort of natural Nord remedy for intestinal bark. Fine, yes. Uncomfortable, but fine. I've done a serviceable job of cleaning my wound. I should have no trouble getting to Solitude, at least. Barring any unfortunate encounters with rough-hewn furniture, I'll be fit to travel after a bit of rest.
You there! Don't run off screaming. There is a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. It's rather humiliating, but my soul is trapped inside this ludicrous child's toy. I need someone with a corporeal form to help return me to my body. These damnable cultists bested me. The witless fools believe they can summon a dragon and return the dragon cult to prominence. Ha! One of their mages bound my soul to this door and left me to spend eternity as this repulsively adorable plaything. Obviously, these idiots aren't infallible. They stripped me of my belongings before leaving me to my fate. If you can retrieve 3 of my things and place them upon a summoning altar, the spell will break and my body will be returned to me. The dragon cult lair, Dragonhome, is farther inside the cave, as is the altar where you'll place my belongings. You'll need to put me inside your pack so I can direct you and offer guidance. Don't make a fuss of it. Ugh, as if they had any claim to that name. They're pompous upstarts who worship dragons just as the ancient dragon cult did. Ridiculous. They are cruel, bloodthirsty, and prone to insanity, but frustratingly capable, as I learned the hard way. No one would look favorably on a resurgence of the dragon cult, no matter how laughable the effort. I threatened to expose them, and rather than kill me outright, they decided to humiliate me. It's demeaning. I am a distinguished maid. Haven't you learned enough? I am merely an innocent scholar who wandered into the den of the sloppily reformed cult and was subjected to eternal misery for no reason. Now, come on. We have a body to reclaim. Stuff? No, dear stranger. I would like you to gently place me inside your pack, among your no doubt precious belongings, and carry me inside so that I might observe your progress. Are you quite ready? I don't think I need to stress to you just how terrible my existence is while I am trapped inside this horrid thing. Take what time you need, but please bear in mind I am suffering. Miserably. Fine. I'll be here, unable to move, trapped inside a door, completely and utterly helpless. Take your time, won't you? Lovely. Then pick me up and let's get going. I'd like to get back into my own body sooner rather than later. Wouldn't you?